never streamed anything outside of RD2L CDL. Not the first time I've solo casted though, so maybe that's a benefit of casting on a Friday night. But we're still waiting on games to actually get started because people took forever. I only know one person that's actually playing in this match, so the amount of knowledge that I have about the players is terrible, so don't expect anything on that front. If you expect good casting, then I will try, but that's about it. My shout casting is my biggest strength, and that's not even like that's like maybe maxing out at a 150-pound bar or something, and I can't even do that. But all right.
5 seconds remaining.
Both these teams fucked up their logo, although this one, from what I've heard, or at least read, is hand-drawn, which is very impressive that this logo is hand-drawn. The bottom one is just the same picture over and over again, and it's cut off, so you don't even get the asterisk. And I don't get the joke either because I don't watch that show, but
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
1 second. All right, cool. Off my phone. All right, I need a 1 second here. Grab out my notebook. So this is we'll just go with, because I don't want to say that whole thing, which is pretty good. I believe this is like earlier on in the group stages. This is for a league that has a LAN tournament. Yes, an actual LAN tournament in February 21st. I'm gonna just guess that that's when the date is. I think it's February 21st. There's a LAN tournament in Peoria, Illinois. This is the group stage for it. I think there's like 6 teams, something like that. 6 or 8 teams. I think there's 6. So it's actually pretty nice for a tournament, to be honest. Oh, there's 5 teams. 5 teams. Okay. February 29th, there's a LAN in Peoria, Illinois. Forget where it is. It's some. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So yeah, if you want to go to it, it's at Landmark Recreation Center in Peoria, Illinois. Just look it up. Midwest Dota 2 League Amateur Tournament. It's awesome. I think more and more amateur LANs are awesome. I wish I could cast at the LAN, but unfortunately they already have casters for it. So the group stage is the best I can get, but there's still involvement in that, which is awesome because leagues like this are important. Anyways, both teams are just picking like the most broken supports right now, which is totally fine. I mean, what else are you gonna do? I'm glad that we don't have Drow in this. The Naga ban I'm a little surprised by because, yes, Naga's really good, but you kind of need a player for it. So they might have scouted out somebody that actually knows how to play Naga. And then other side of things, I mean, the Venge ban, Venge just really good right now. Zeus has been good forever, and a lot of people don't like playing against it, including me, because you can never get wards down. And you end up losing vision fights, and it's just not fun. So, Zeusban, good. Disruptor, very strong laning presence. That hero just owns in a lot of leagues like this, who are amateur leagues, because he's really easy to play. And the amount of pressure you can put on an enemy off lane is like huge for the amount of mana you're spending. This skill, Disruptor's Q, is like super cheap. It costs 130, but I think the biggest thing is they added to it is it slows now. Slows movement and attack speed, so your trading is just insane. You get this on somebody and they cannot trade with you. You can make so much space for your core. You can't really send a solo offlane into it, so I think they need to put a Abaddon in the same lane as the Disruptor. If you go Abaddon bottom with a Doom, it's actually, or no, not Doom, other way around. If you go Abaddon bottom, you can still work with against the Disruptor quite a bit. Abaddon just has to be smart and not use his shield prematurely. And then the Doom is just, it's Doom. Solid hero. I'm not a big fan of it because they already have an Abaddon and Omni Knight's still in the pool. You still have a Darkseer in the pool too to completely counter this Doom. And essentially, Doom is a wasted hero then. I'm just going to be honest. Like, you can embarrass the person playing it. It's like, you cast your Doom and you run at people, but either they outrun you if they're playing with a Darkseer, or they get saved by an Omni Knight, or they get saved by an Abaddon. It's just so hard to play against, and they already have that Abaddon out there. So I'm not a big fan of the pick, but again, if they're just looking at let's win the lanes, Disruptor Doom is a very strong start, which might be the idea. Anyways, as I was saying before the draft, the only player that I actually know in this league is Seville, and Seville has played RD2L a couple of times, and by a couple I mean like over 14 times or something ridiculous. And probably the only person with more seasons in RD2L is Mateau himself.
10 seconds remaining.
So that's impressive. Guy's got a lot of experience. The rest of these people, no idea. Most of them, I think, know RD2L players, so there's some connection there. But that's where I'm from. So that's my perspective, casting RD2L and CDL. They picked the Winter Wyvern too, which is interesting. It means they have a lot of save. If they try and initiate with a Doom, it's really not the correct play at all. The only thing that's bad about the Winter Wyvern is the heal into a Disruptor catch. But I mean, if you're playing fine as a Winter Wyvern, like, you don't have to worry about it. Really, what the hero does is just takes Radiance or Wolf's WIF's team fight and turns it into, we have to get this godlike initiation or catch people when they're not playing with the rest of the team. And this is definitely a patch where playing as 5 is very strong. The earlier you can do that, the better, and Pretty Good is definitely able to do that. They have a Lone Druid who, if it goes late, Lone Druid's probably going to get an eggs at some point, and they can just play as 5 and have the bear sit in another lane and push incredibly efficiently. This seems like sort of an outdraft if we're just looking at past 20 minutes still. I like the lanes a bit better of WIF, just because of that Disruptor Doom still. They need their second support. I think they're going to throw the Disruptor in the safe lane bottom. So it'll be Doom. Skywrath. Okay, they really want to win these lanes. Another hero that's able to trade incredibly efficiently. Yeah, they're just saying, we just want to end this game in 20 minutes, and hopefully that's how it ends for them. Because I don't see them winning past 30 minutes. There's still 2 picks left, but Pretty Good's got a pretty solid lineup into the end game. So you pick the Skywrath because you're like, oh, well, they picked a Wyvern. Screw you. You can't heal people anymore. But that's about it. The laning presence is great, and then again, past 20 minutes, you're going to get 4 staffs, hopefully. I've seen way too many people just not buy 4 staffs against the hero, so potentially that would be the outcome. And Skywrath is really good, but if people buy 4 staff, they're kind of screwed. Not a fan of this. I don't think you run Abaddon as a 3 hero. I think you keep it as a 4. You need this guy to be a sacrificial lamb more than anything. Abaddon's so hard to play as a 3 because then you have to accomplish so much with that hero. If you're playing it as a 4, you can you don't have to be the one leading the front lines and getting gone on. And even if you do get caught out, it's really good because you can still save your teammates, not worry about your own well-being. You have your ult, and even then, if your ult expires, well, you're the 4 hero, so it's not that big of a deal if you die. Jakiro, I'm just not a big fan of. Mostly because they get some push out of it, and it puts Abaddon to the 3 position. I think one of everyone's gonna go into the safe lane, and they'll throw Jakiro in the off lane, which is definitely another hero that can contest pretty well. I'm trying to keep up with the picks here. Ember Spirit is pretty decent. They have a lot of magic res. Then we still don't know who's going to be laning mid. Honestly, this could be a Jakiro mid, which would be interesting, but you never know.
5 seconds remaining.
If they do run Jakiro mid, I applaud them. It's a risky move, but it's fun to watch because Jakiro's a ballin' hero. It wouldn't be the best play they could make, but it's a play at the very least. So see how it works out for them. The problem is they pick the mid here, which is totally fine. They don't have last pick anyway, so it's like you might as well go right now. Just pick it before they ban something. Ember still gives them a lot of catch. It works well with Skywrath. Skywrath gets 6 relatively early, and he can rotate into the mid lane. And Ember sets up a lot of kills that way. Those two can smoke. Skywrath Doom is another really good combo. But they're picking these heroes that are really good at roaming. I just don't see their team fight potential yet. I was hoping Pretty Good would go for like a Darkseer. Again, either Darkseer or Omni Knight. To just say, we don't want to play against this Doom. Or, we might as well just play 5v4 because the Doom is essentially useless once you pick those, or at least one of those heroes. Completely countering a lineup. It wouldn't, or countering the hero, you wouldn't do too hot against the Ember. But there's some pretty cool illusions you can get still. Counter some of the cores they potentially pick with this last pick too. And we'll go to the last ban, I think. Oh, I don't even have time. Magnus is just, easy ban. Feels like a hero that should have been banned in the first 3 and then picked incredibly early on because it didn't get banned, but, whatever. I think this is a BO2. I'm not sure. That is something that I don't know.
10 seconds remaining.
I can't remember if this is a BO2 or BO3. It's group stages, so it totally could be a BO2. I can just ask in the lobby of the next game, and we'll figure it out. But it did start pretty early. Thank God they're starting at 7 Central Time, though, because it's so much better than how late CDL and RD2L decide to start. But that's just me. I'm kind of alone on that opinion. Anti-Mage, strange. But again, it allows them to play very aggressive. Their team fight is their catch is pretty good. I'm just still not a big fan of the team fight, honestly. You don't go a Darkseer here anymore. You just get a mid that works well into Ember Spirit. It's going to be Abaddon 3. It's going to be a Lone Druid core or a mid. You can potentially go... what is good in this Ember right now? I think Huskar would be legit, but maybe I'm wrong. If they want a core still, because this could be a Lone Druid mid. I think that's a flex for them. And it puts them in a really good position too. If they are flexing the Lone Druid. Jugger's pretty trash right now. The Phantom Lancer got banned. They have a lot of magic damage. This is a hero I haven't seen in a long time. Okay. Ending the draft with that, though. And the only issue I see with that being now you have your Doom target. Like, I don't really care about dooming anybody else. Just throw it on the Shadow Fiend and focus everybody else. I think that's really how you have to play it if you're Doom. You do have a save from Abaddon, but I mean, that's really their only save. You don't really have to commit too much, because the problem with overcommitting into a Winter Wyvern is that the Wyvern ult is going to be incredibly good then. But it's something I really don't think you have to worry about. I like Radiant's draft just a bit more. The laning stage is so much better. Like, they're going to struggle. Abaddon's lane will do fine, but the rest of them are going to struggle. Ideally, you want Abaddon in the same lane as Disruptor, and then just hope that the Doom Skywrath doesn't win too hard into like a lone Druid Winter Wyvern lane. But maybe they'll be tri-laning it, and maybe that's the correct way to do this. We'll see. I always forget to do that. And the problem with it is I have to relaunch Dota in order to reset the settings because I forgot what my actual settings file is. I have no idea what the name of it is. Okay. So we have no idea who any of these players are. Hatman on the Disruptor, King on your Doom. Staples, who is apparently a big memer, on mid Ember. Sevil, the GOAT, on Anti-Mage, White Wolf. On the Skywrath, he's going in the same lane as Anti-Mage. I figured they would run the Doom with the Skywrath, but this works too. You still have a lot of output damage there. So either one, honestly, and they decided to go the other way. I'm a little surprised because I think Disruptor makes a bit more space for an AM. But I guess they just assumed Abaddon would be going bottom, so Disruptor's like, yeah, I don't want to lane into that. Let's swap it. And the right play, good. It's a good call out, and I think it's the right play. It might just win in the lane bottom. Control is on Shakiro. Spaghetti is on Abaddon. And Darth Baked on the mid SF. Magnus on that lone Druid, and Lozy the P, we'll just go Lozy, on that Wyvern. It's going to be Staples versus Darth Baked for that mid. I'm a little surprised on his movement right now. I guess he's checking for a ward is actually what he's doing on this end, which is smart. Unfortunately, the ward is just on the other side. It's actually not giving them any high ground vision at all. But yeah, he's checking for a ward, so I do know what he's doing. Although I haven't seen it done too many times because most people just don't check that. So maybe that just tells the hope Darth Baked is really good at mid. Because it's the small things that matter, right? He's actually starting out pretty strong too. But still, SF, he's got that ramp up that you gotta take care of. We'll see if it works well for them. King V taking some harassment top. I think they need to just start throwing out the damage into that Wyvern. Try to go on him. He's got a long cooldown spell to start this game, and I'm not a big fan of going Devour first on Doom, especially since he used it on a lane creep too. Now he's just 50 seconds without an extra ability that he should have. This ability is definitely balanced around being able to eat a neutral creep, and he's just missing that. And what I'm guessing he did is he walked up to the range creep, popped the Q on it in order to ensure they got the last hit. But the problem with it is now they can't be too aggressive until he hits level 2. And they're not even close yet. He's still got a couple more creeps, and it's going to be kind of late now. And you see the amount of harass they're taking, but the Hatman is going to find a creep. One more hit, he got it. The nice observer, and I think the sentry's just out of range too. Lozy just not seeing that observer there, and it's going to cost him the courier. And for a support, that feels pretty bad. I don't think that was the core's carry. Yep, that was Lozy's. That feels pretty bad as a support, and yeah, it'd probably be a bit about the same. Sevil bottom taking some harass. This is the power of Jakiro Abaddon. Didn't think I would be saying that, but it's working. Jakiro taking some harass himself. Sevil has to pop the salve. Walks up, gets it canceled, which I'm kind of surprised he did there. But works out, I guess. Able to get some regen back. Abaddon doing just fine in a lane against the melee core. And Skywrath, even though they rotated him down, not working out too decently. And I would say the lanes are potentially just a straight win so far for Radiant. Look at that. Oh, see, that would help. That would help. Or for Dire. It's about even. For Dire, sorry. Darth Baked. Okay. That happened. Not what I was expecting to happen for First Blood, but nobody did their math there, I guess. I'm gonna assume Ember didn't do... Maybe Ember did his math, and Darth Bake didn't. I feel like he should have felt that that kill wasn't possible, seeing the amount of damage he was doing, but just unfortunate there. Missing out on that First Blood, and that's huge. For Lane, he had such a good start into. He's a bit behind on XP, but not too much. So it's not the ultimate loss. He does come back with full health and mana up into Staples. He's pretty much out of regen at this point. Rotation over from the Disruptor, and he's got a Clarity, so he'll probably just pop that and walk back top. Knows he can't really do much top. Again, King V just getting completely harassed on a lane. This guy's only level 2. And yeah, he just cannot be up here, especially alone. Also lost another courier too. Bottom, Jakiro trying to go for a kill on his Skywrath. I don't think it's going to happen, especially with that slow. And they can't quite dive yet. They could, because they have a couple of creeps. And Jakiro wants to keep going for this too. Really wants to impress his teammates and try and get a second kill. Or second blood at least. Maybe pull it back for the rest of his team, but they're still doing fine in this lane. Sevil's getting a little bit more space than he did at the start, but he's at the point where he can just vary out some salves and regen constantly. And actually, Lozy overstepping his bounds top, they lose him. It's the Disruptor Doom combo. This is what I've been expecting. And I think this is fine going 2 levels into Devour. It's just the starting with it is a little questionable, I think. But, yeah, going for it twice later on, you probably just want to farm up as much as you can. 1-1-1 is a decent argument, too, because it gets you out of situations like this where it looks like the Doom is just dead. Does he get a root? No, he doesn't. And I think he had the ability to root. Yes, he did. I always forget how the bear works now because it's completely different than the last patch. And I know it's been a month or however long it's been. But I don't play Lone Druid or play against Lone Druid that much, so. Not used to it, like at all. Spaghetti trying to fight Sevil bottom, but he knows he can't. Sevil doesn't have another blink, so he's not going to keep going for it. But Sevil's just like, yeah, you can try and run for this bounty, but I'm going to get it first, and I'm going to harass you. So you might as well just walk away. And Abaddon being out of mana. Can't cast shield. Needs to ferry out some regen, I think. Definitely feels like something he should have done a while ago. Pop a couple mangoes. Oh, the other thing about this league, I think, is that every single team is pre-made, so they're not necessarily balanced around rank and top. King has gone too far. Yet again, the Entangle comes out, but I don't think they have the slow. The debuff from the Wyvern is gone. Lone Druid wants to keep going for it. He's hoping for a root. It's just not going to happen, though. Does get the slow from the orb, but it's just not enough to get the kill. Sevil taking a bit of damage bottom. Doesn't have that blink, but they don't want to dive. They need some more creeps, and unfortunately their catapult is going to walk underneath the tower. It's going to die. They're not going to be able to do a little bit more damage to the tower there. They've gotten just a tiny bit, but hopefully you would have gotten more, especially with the amount of harass they were doing to Seal there. Mid, this is still pretty even for the most part. Obviously Darth Baked did die that once, but he's sort of leading when it comes to CS. Staples might try and go for another kill here. He's got a couple spirits plus the invis. Doesn't have the chains though, so I don't think he can dive this. He is using 3 spirits, but to salve the haste rune popped by Darth Bake. They're gonna fight it out once again. Darth Bake popping the salve plus the bottle. He's almost full health again. He could just tape Staples down, and he used all 3 spirits to go for this. A ballsy play. Staples really wanted the kill, and his greed just getting the better of him, paying the price for it, the ultimate price. Does not get any more expensive than that. Well, it does. You could die back, and then that would be a little bit more expensive, but it's still something. Darth Baked is pretty much completely dominating the mid lane now. It's a very big loss for Staples, and Darth Baked I'm surprised we're not seeing these mids go farm the jungle more, and as soon as I say that, Darthbake is actually backing, but he is just destroying in terms of CS. He's going to miss to one range creep, but doing just fine. Sevil's still taking some harass bottom control. Also a bit low, but it's Spaghetti Jesus that's feeling really good about this lane. He did have to leave earlier. Lost out on that bounty, couldn't fight for it. Top, Hatman has to back a couple more hits from the bear, but the stun from King stops the attack. A nice save from the offlane Doom there to save his support. King able to just stay in the lane too. He's level 4, unfortunately, into the level 6 of this lone druid, but he's getting a lot of damage into the bear, which does feel pretty good. And I'm trying to remember if this... I kind of like the slow creep a bit better, but he obviously doesn't have too many options right now. Net creep kind of sucks. This one's pretty good too. The mana burn is nice. And yeah, he can actually get the slow creep. So it's a decent option, the crit is. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it works. Hatman, he's gone in again. He just got back into this lane after surviving once, and he'll pay the price again. The Hatman just feeding his life away, plus another slow into King. Has to pop the Scorched Earth to try and run away from this. It's back under the tier 1. A couple of hits. Magnus with 2 kills. The bear could potentially die, but I don't think it is. 200 health. Just about, and he can resummon it too. It's a little risky to resummon it right there, but you'll still take the double kill top lane. Actually splitting the kills, but I mean, it's a complete win laning stage, right? Like, bottom didn't go too well for Sevil. It's more even than some of the other lanes, but I think Sevil is not the benefactor of this. It does have to blink away so he doesn't get silenced there. Mid definitely went to Shadow Fiend, even though he died that once. That kill into Staples just kind of won him back the lane. He's actually doing some early rotations too. Does have that DD, but it's still going to be a little hard to get this. There's the Sten back from Disruptor with 2 more hits. He can't even get it off. He can keep diving too. King doesn't even realize underneath the tier 1 again. There's nobody TPing. 1 missed raise from Darthbake. Almost threw out the second missed raise, but he hit he hit the second one. Almost missed the third. Pops the GG tree. Darthbake playing very well to start this game. He had a little bit of a choke early on, but right now he's rotating. He's getting kills. They're gonna take this top tower too with this DD. A fantastic rotation from Darthbake, and they got the first tower kill, giving them a huge gold advantage early on. It's a 2k gold lead. And again, this is for placement at a LAN on February 21st. I still don't remember the date. Sevil trying to kill off the Jakiro. Does have the ult if he wants to use it, but he's actually just taunting him. Cancer player, Sevil. Going for the taunt and then the kill. And top, we actually have some more action. The Hatman overstepped his bounds yet again, and Staples is tired of this. He wants to rotate top, pops all 3 spirits again. I'm not sure that's really what he wanted. It's very risky. Does kill off Lozy, trying to kill off Magnus now, but gets rooted. He needs a couple more hits. Staples, he's out of spirits. He used them all again. They will get the kill over onto the Lone Druid, but again, it's Staples rotating, well, using all the spirits and paying the price. He's just being very greedy to get these kills. And I think Control's doing the exact same thing here, because Hatman has the send back. He's just not quite in range. Yep, there it is. Control turned around for just a second, and that allowed the send back to get off. Does hit the silence, but I think King's still going to be able to chase him down. The rotation up from the Wyvern. He's got a heal. No, he doesn't. Isn't able to save this at all. King taking a bit of damage, but Lozy knows he can't really go for this, and he has no targets for that Winter Blast either. And I didn't even see who got the outposts. I think it was... well, I didn't see. I think it was both Dire, it looks like. It might have been 1-to-1, then rotation down from Darthbake, and White Wolf just not really sure about the surroundings there. Maybe they didn't see the TP in from Darthbake, but pretty easy kill for him there. And again, the rotations from this man just too easy. He's been farming the jungle and then just finding kills whenever he finds a decent rune. done it with the haste rune, he's done it with the DD, and then he just TP's bottom. He's doing just fine. We'll swap out our net worth. Lone Druid and SF on top. I wouldn't quite call this game a blowout yet. I still think they can come back into this. You feed an AM a couple of times. And the game's definitely close, but all these heroes are just level 5 still, and I think that's one of their biggest problems. The gold really isn't the issue. It's just XP. They are definitely losing on that front. And another death from the Skywrath too. Top, they're putting on the pressure. It's Lone Druid, and this is the power of Lone Druid. Gets the root, plus the Mask of Madness on the bear, and King is just melting. This hero is supposed to be tanky. They might even go past tier 3s. The attack hits, but the bear, it canceled the attack. Magnus trying to run away, gets the root. He's able to TP too if he wants to go for it, but no, this send back is there. It's not in line with the Ember Spirit. Might be able to get the TP. I don't think he has the health anymore though. Will fall. Try to go on Hatman at the same time. It's a big rotation though, and a lot of Dire spotting that. They're like, okay, let's go bottom. They just TP'd 3 heroes, 2 heroes back to that tier 3. Nice space created by the Lone Druid. Magnus feeling pretty good. We'll stun out the Doom, and I don't think they can take the tower. I think King might be looking for the first Doom too. Darth Bake doesn't want to walk back into this. The ult, but he gets... No! He didn't get the Doom off. The fear from the Shadow Fiend. They just kill him off, and all the spirits are used. Yet again, Staples is in a wrong neighborhood, I think. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Jakiro, but Staples just has to cower away. Tail between the legs. They kill off the Abaddon too, but it's a triple kill for the Shadow Fiend. Make it an ultra kill. Hatman... Again in the wrong neighborhood. Darth Baked is going crazy. Somebody kill this man, and I don't think he's going to be able to find the Skywrath. Actually, just walking up underneath the tier 2. This might be the wrong position for him. Just walking underneath the tier 2. He wants the rampage, but the Lone Druid steals it. Oh my god, and Seevil Rage by Vex. This game's not over yet. He's trying to find the kill onto the Shadow Fiend. He saw him dive the tier 1, thinking he could find it, but I'm not sure this is the right buyback. Is able to find him in the trees, but Darth Baked has that invis. Does get the root over onto the Lone Druid, but at the same time, Control's walked over with the stun, plus the ult, and Staples is dead again. He has no spirits. The Doom popped over onto the Wyvern, but there's the save from the Abaddon, the one-hit root, plus the field from the Disruptor, so they're making a bit of space. The Abaddon able to pop the ult, but the Doom is just gone. Darth Bake, keep going, he says. Keep going. He wants some more kills. They do finally stop, but I think they'll keep going with the Lone Druid and the Jakiro. They're killing everyone. They've killed off Seevil. That's a dieback. And this game has gone completely off the rails into what is definitely a blowout. The gold lead doesn't really tell you, but 6k gold lead at 15 minutes. They're thinking about going high ground. It's only level 1 liquid fire, so I don't think they're gonna quite be able to do it. If this was like level 2 or 3 liquid fire, that's definitely a tier 4 or tier 3, sorry, that could be falling. It's just not that many levels into that skill. And you really don't max it anymore. You actually max Ice Path, but he went for the max on Dual Breath, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I still think Ice Path is the best max for this hero. Liquid Fire last, which kind of sucks because when you're winning games like this, you want to be able to push high ground super early, but they just don't quite have the heroes for it. Still winning then this game, however. Look at that net worth lead. Seevil nowhere near the top. Spaghetti might just find another kill too. The field making a little bit of space, but Spaghetti not tanky enough. Will fall to Spaghetti. And yeah, doubling up the kills of Radiant. WIF just getting dominated completely, and it's winning the lanes is really... I thought Radiant would do it with their hero selection, but Dire, it started out kind of slow, but near to like 5 to 10 minutes, they just took over. Stunned completely into White Wolf. He wants to get out of here, but I don't think they can quite go for it. Lozy looking for the ult, potentially is able to catch out the Ember. Initiating with it. Do they have a stun? They don't, but they'll kill off the Disruptor in the back. Is there a Spirit for the Ember? He goes for the Rem, or he goes for the Slide of Fist. They don't quite have the damage either. Able to pop the drums and just walk away. They didn't have the stun from the Jakiro. They want to take this tier 2, and this is definitely the plays you have to make. The Doom top on a lone Druid. Sevil trying to bring him down. They have plenty of damage for this too. Won't be able to get the root either, so Magnus definitely dead here. He is healing just a bit. Where's the Abaddon? Where's the save? No, it's the save comes from Control, and the counter isn't there. The TP in on the back. It's the Ember. Able to get the chains, but it's over on the Abaddon, and Magnus is already almost full health again. Staples, you're in the wrong neighborhood again. He had the spirit this time too, but just no vision over here he was TPing into. They even have the ward on top of it as well, so they knew the Ember was coming in. The silence, this is a great ult. It's on the 3 from the Disruptor, but they just don't have the damage to follow it up. The send back. Shadow Fiend still getting kills. He's just back underneath the tier 2. I didn't even notice. Walked in with the Shadow Blade. And this is just a complete domination. I'm surprised we haven't gotten GG yet. That tier 2 has already fallen. They used the Doom. They've tried everything. They can't even get kills solo. Sevil is just farming some creeps now. Almost found someone's courier on the secret shop there, but able to get it back up into the tier 3. They do have a couple levels in that liquid fire. I think Control might have overstepped the bounds, especially with the heal. Then that's where you kind of just yell at your winner and hopefully it doesn't happen again. And they'll back just for the time being, knowing the tier 3 is gone. Racks are a little bit too much more than they want right now. We'll just take out the shrines, and Roche might be the answer. They have an Abaddon, so it won't go that slowly, but Abaddon actually TPing away. They want to deal with Sevil, who is pushing the tier 1. And, well, I mean, Sevo's making about as much space as he can bottom right now, and actually the ult from Shadow Fiend. And Sevil's dead. One more raise? No! He didn't use the raise. He should have had that. Just not quite hitting the combo, and well, Sevil will get away with it. And that's gotta feel pretty good. I mean, it's not really a loss per se, but you'll take it if you're Sevil. He does have to sit bottom and just hide for the time being because he cannot show himself too early. Needs to wait till that Shadow Fiend has walked off, and we'll see if they actually rotate down. No, the rest of his team looking for kills top. They know that the Shadow Fiend ult is down and that he's bottom. The Abaddon bottom as well. They're trying to take a 4v3, seeing if they can find some kills, but the ult and Winnowiver don't want to get caught out on the Ember. Again, is able to remnant out the stun into Hatman from the Jakiro. They kill off the Skywrath too. There's so much damage coming out of that bear. There's only 2 items on this man, and he's just destroying the supports. Both Skywrath and the Disruptor gone. Still diving is the bear, but they will just get the root on it. And he's got it back. And it's Barrack's time. They got the lone druid for it. Are going to be able to take at least one of them. Probably may. Like, I think they take both just because, well, you have to deal with the Doom. I would like them to see them go Roche first, just to be safe, but they have the Doom. Sevil's going to be able to get back, although I'm not too sure what Sevil really contributes to this fight. It's definitely going to be the Rax gone. Do they want to go for both? I think they do. Darth Baked hitting into it. He's got the armor debuff as well, plus the Grove Bow. Well, damn, he's doing just fine, especially with the ult to the 3 remnants in again. Staples, they're gonna get feared away by the bear and completely caught out as Staples. The ult from the Shadow Fiend does so much damage. King getting destroyed, annihilated. A complete disaster, and they even get the silence on Sevil in the back. And again, it's just, what does the AM really contribute? Not able to do much, especially when the rest of his team is getting caught out by the bear. The fear, it hits 2, plus the ult from the Shadow Fiend. They just got annihilated. And it's going to be Megas now. 20 seconds till AM's back up, 10 seconds to the Ember. And the Ember is really the only hero that has any kind of D-push. Skywrath really can't do much, and showing it there. trying to just end this game again. It feels like we really need to call GG for this one. Is able to get the root over on the Hatman, and yeah, this game definitely not going the way of Radiant. Not the, I don't know if it just wasn't the draft that they wanted. Really doesn't feel like it's AM's patch either. The hero just is so slow starting out, and it really showed there too. They even get a decent matchup. They use it the right way. They screw with the lanes in order to get the disruptor, not against that Abaddon, but it doesn't matter. The outcome is still the same. That Doom, usually you see Doom harassing a lot more, but it could just come down to the skill build. I think the hero choices were fine, at least enough to win that game, but the AM really the only one where it's questionable. We'll get into game 2. Okay, so it is B2. I don't know. It really felt like it just came down to play there. I really don't think that. I always forget to turn my voice on in game. I should probably do that so people can actually tune in game. I think that's it. The heroes really didn't feel like the problem. Yeah, again, other than the AM. I'll actually jump back into that one. But mid Darth Bake just the one error, but that was more of just one mental mistake, and you can rebound from those really early on. It's like dying in mid early doesn't really matter too much, especially if you're decent enough to just get yourself back into the game. And Shadow Fiend's incredibly efficient in farming the jungle too, so he can just rotate over. It's just a hell of a performance from pretty good. Definitely more than good. Just a complete domination there. Seville never really taking off. Staples a couple of times just mental errors too, I think. Using too many spirits and you're just caught in the wrong position. Really, you pick something different than the AM. You probably don't pick the Ember. Maybe go with some more comfort heroes and try and take him out game 2. They just lost every single lane there, and it really just it snowballs into the late, and they can't win any team fights. Well, I'm step away. We'll get back into game 2. I'll leave the thing up so everybody can see where the status is at, but I'm gonna step away for a bit.
team banned. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team banned.
Alright. The lone druid Ben. Must have felt that it was really strong in lane. Probably why it's not too surprising that they banned it out. And then we also get the drow too. So let me write this down. Excuse me. Lone druid, drow, and then the Zeus tree. So far, pretty good. Thinks they played really well in game 1. And they're opting to just use the same exact strategy. Obviously, they can't pick the lone druid anymore, but you still pick these high-pace heroes that are able to push early on, able to fight early on, and I think they'll get the same outcome if they don't change anything on WIF. They cannot try and draft the same way. You know, pick the really slow core in AM. I think, again, the supports are fine, very strong, but just didn't get too much use out of them. Never really comboed very well. Just realizing that it's hard to pull those off. Like an Ember Spirit Skywrath combo, you gotta have 2 players that are just on the same exact like brain level. Or not brain level, that sounds really mean. Like same exact link, I guess. I don't know what to call that, but they have to know each other. And there was a lot of times where it just didn't really happen, especially with Disruptor going in or sending people back and then Ember jumping forward or AM blinking forward. Disruptor sending somebody back. Same exact pans, by the way, from Pretty Good. So, again, very confident in what they're doing. They're actually going to pick the Disruptor this time too, which means their catch is incredibly good. Picking the Centaur as well, and I think they're going to lane those 2 together. Vengeful does find its way through, but it's not like a game-winning hero quite yet. We'll get the Naga ban once again. Again, might be targeted, we don't know, because it was banned last game. So, could be a targeted ban at somebody. Not quite sure, because again, I only know 1 player in here, but Seevil, did Seevil draft last game? I can't remember if it was Seevil that actually was drafting last game. We'll get the Phantom Lancer ban too. Every single ban for Pretty Good has been the exact same so far, and it's been really similar too for WIF, which I don't think is beneficial for them. You saw how badly it went last game. The Abaddon will finally mix it up. And they're going to actually ban it too, because they're not going to pick it this game. They got it last game, first picked, but they want to try something different. Run the Disruptor, run the Centaur. I don't expect them to pick any similar heroes this game. They won't pick a hero that they picked last game on Pretty Good. If you won that hard last game, you might as well just try something different. They seem like a really talented team. A lot of their players just excelling at their positions in that game, especially in the mid too. Again, 1 mistake, but he still just excelled, just dominated, annihilated on that SF, and I'm surprised we're not actually seeing it banned yet. They do have last pick though too, so they could potentially go for that again. I don't think they will. The Jakiro pick, so that is... I'm totally wrong. They're picking the same stuff. They want the win. Okay. I thought they would have some fun. But yeah, they picked the Jakiro. And when your support can play Jakiro, you say, okay, Jakiro's good. You're playing Jakiro every game now. So unfortunately, that will be the case, and I believe it. Oh, who did play that last game? Control. Control played it last game. So he's just going to be playing that for a while. It looks like Lozy is going to be on that Disruptor. Spaghetti on the Centaur. And that looks like Magnus's hero. And they'll leave Darth Baked hero. They'll leave that mid hero till last. They might as well just give him any advantage. He seems like a really talented guy. Or talented player anyways. So if they can give him a hero advantage, he can just carry the entire game. And that's not necessarily what happened last game. It was just decent team play there too. And again, these teams aren't like RD2L, CDL, MD2L, whatever other league. It's pre-made teams that sign up for it as a group. So some of these players probably know each other a bit better or have been playing with each other for a while. Could be the case with Pretty Good. I didn't even see MMRs. And I don't even think there's a way I can look at it either without like doing ridiculous stuff. But yeah, I don't know MMRs of any of these people. None of them seem too bad though. The SF last game obviously checked for that ward. So that tells me that he knows what he's doing. At least in the high divines, at the very least. Like and pickup should be what Sevil's playing. Again, if they can pick a higher pace lineup, it'll work out for them. Didn't have that last game, but this game with the Lycan, I haven't seen the hero too much. It's not going to be great into a Centaur Disruptor, but at least it gives them some push. And they have some team fight too. They picked the Puck, meaning they actually have some catch as well. Didn't have that last game, so their draft already looking a bit better. Their lanes are maybe a little bit weaker. They're going to have Lion Lycan in the same lane, or it's Avenged Lycan. They could potentially run a tri-lane, Puck 3, I believe. It could be Avenged 3, but I think it's going to be Puck. Hold on one sec. I think we're not remaking. Yeah, we're not making. Okay. And we're just talking trash. Okay. So we get Omni Knight ban. Again, nobody picks this hero. They recognize it. They respect it. Magnus knows what's up. They could honestly pick it for themselves too. I don't think they would pick it last, but yeah, there's the SF ban too. I think it's just kind of obvious that they're going to save their mid hero for last. The Mirana pick. Is this hero good? I'm not quite too sure about that one. Like, even if Mirana was roaming, I'm not exactly confident in its ability to carry a game. But they could also have a good player on it. We'll see. That will be Staples playing it. I'm betting it's going to be Staples playing it. Or it's going to be a Puck mid. And they're completely swapping around these roles. It'll be Puck mid with Avenge off lane 3. Lycan 1. Mirana as the... Wait, yeah, Mirana as the 4. That's where I was going with that. Yep. Okay. If it's Puck mid, then maybe it works. I don't think Mirana mid's really going to work out too well, though. Darth Baked will probably outplay something like that. And they also have a lot of cores that can deal with this too. I do like the Venge, and again, the Puck is really good into the Centaur. They have some decent setup for the Arrow. What do they pick for Darth Baked here, though? PL is out of the game. The Shadow Fiend is out. Seemed like kind of a signature hero that nobody knew about last game, but showed up. Could be Invoker, maybe. Quap works, too. That Fear is gonna... You know, we saw the Lone Druid Fear being really strong last game. They get another Fear in the Quap. Will be Siebel on the Lycan 1. And yeah, Staples is on the Mirana. Okay. Okay. Alright. Note taking is done. King Puck, Hatman on the Venge. White Wolf switching over to the Lion. So, wait, who was their offlaner last game? Oh, shoot. Who was their offlaner last game? Oh, it was King. So I was right about one thing. It was King. It was a 3 Puck. So I was right about that. And yeah, I was right about everything else on the other team too. It's Darth Baked, saving the hero for last. It's the Quap. Magnus on a good Life Stealer. Life Stealer's actually been pretty decent this patch too. Not too many strength heroes to go up into, so it's an okay hero, but the magic immunity will come in handy. They have some lockdown for him still. Puck gets eggs. A Lion Frog into stun, into Venge stun. They still have lockdown for him, so he's got to play kind of careful, but if he gets that magic immunity off first, he'll be just fine. Control. I believe Control playing that Jakiro, right? Whew. I think they flip sides too. But yes, Control on the Jakiro, and then Spaghetti on the Centaur, and Lozy on that Disruptor. So they've switched around a couple of the heroes from last game. Lozy picking up this Disruptor. Actually swap over here. So it's going to be Venge, Puck, into Disruptor, Nakes. And I think the Nakes doesn't quite have the advantage there. I think the Venge Puck wins out on this one. But again, Disruptor's ability to trade is fantastic, especially if he starts trading with the Venge. So that'll be his target. I think that's definitely who he wants to be trading with. It cannot be the Puck. Seville getting spotted out top. He's already used some mana too. I think he was just microing the wolves there and wasn't paying attention to his hero. Just trying to control in the trees. See if we can get another fantastic Jakiro performance. He was playing really well last game. I think his rotations were on point too on that Jakiro. Hatman getting stunned up just a bit. The slow is going to be there from the Q from that Disruptor. It's mostly just damage, however. They're going to back off on that Lifestealer knowing that arrow is incoming. Doesn't want to contest the rune. It's 3v2. They're going to take a lot of damage. Hatman trying to go for the bounty. Does he really want some of this though? Again, it's going to be a lot of damage. And we're going to go 2-2. Control just getting some more harass into Seville top. Is this the build? Headdress first on Lycan. Interesting. Seems like a fun pickup. So I do agree. Level 1 dual breath on Jakiro, but I think you max out stun. He's not. I don't think he's gonna do it because there's really 2 ways you can build Jakiro. I think maxing stun is the better one. But probably we'll just go for that Q max again so he can, you know. The problem is they can't really get kills too much if they're not overstepping their pounds. You're going to have the double stun with Ice Path Hoof Stomp. And that's a lot of stun. A maxed out Jakiro stun is like 3 seconds. It's pretty much 3 seconds. Because it takes a half a second for the human brain to react after the stun is finished. That's why it's 3 seconds. Oh. Lozy lost his career, and I think that's the same as last game, too. Wait, what? No, it's the other way. It's the other way as last. Okay. Okay, well, all these supports are losing their couriers early on, but yeah, Magnus are taking a ton of harass. It's 2 ranged heroes into a life stealer, and that's why I think they're going to get him out on top here. Lozy's already out of mana, too. He doesn't have that courier. He's going to have to use some of these mangoes earlier than expected in order to get some harass off, because the Venge doing just fine. Might be looking for a stack. Not quite sure what that was, but Lozy does get some harass over onto the Puck. Didn't go for the face shift versus just going for the orb. Probably just secure a couple of range creep CS. Top Seville looking at going to the jungle, but Control wants to control his farm. is able to actually get the CS control, doing just fine. Gets the Q over onto the Lycan. Doesn't want to trade with the Lions or the Wolves too much because he didn't get the Q on them. The Lion rotating over. That stun too. Could have been dangerous. Evil back in the lane. And I mean, I guess that's the power of Lycan too. You can farm that side camp. You take away their opportunity to side pull too. Feels pretty good. Playing very aggressive as Darth Baked, and he finds a regen rune. This man is the king of runes so far in this series. The stun over on Aceval, and again, he doesn't have the stun. He went for Liquid Fire first. Aceval dropping low, isn't able to actually kill him, however. Does not have much regen. He has to bring out a salve or something, and now Lion will actually be able to use it. And we miss first blood. Darth Baked is just going ham in this game. He finds the regen rune and instantly gets the kill. They're even BM tipping. Staples just not having a great series so far. And again, it's just a Mirana into a Quap. It's not great. We'll hit the arrow, but it's mostly just harass. Blinking away is Darth Baked. Bottom, they might try and go on to Hatman, but I don't think they can quite dive this. The Q from Disruptor might be more than enough. A couple more hits. Disruptor gets it. Magnus able to run away, is on 26 health, and there is no more regen. He's only got a couple of tangos. Might be able to use one off the Ironwood branch too, so he can survive just a bit longer. But King not chasing, knows their creep wave there. Just wants his XP, not going to try and dive a tower or something to get a kill onto Lifestealer, which I think it's the right play. Play it safe. You only lost Avenge. It's not that big of a deal. Gold differential still, it's pretty even. Mid, Darth, in terms of CS, it's very even mid. Staples doing just fine in that department, but it's really just the XP, which is huge. And as I say that, Staples just misses 3 CS, but don't worry about it. He's going to come back in this game. He'll be just fine. Still getting a decent amount of harass on that Disruptor. Does have 1 level in Sendback too. It's 2 levels in the queue. Pretty sure he maxed that. Darth Baked, he's walking a creep up. White Wolf doesn't realize the rotation over. Plus, just the dagger. Doesn't even need the screen control. Just setting up a kill onto the line there. Chasing him all the way up past the shrine. I don't think he can kill the Mirana, however. With that leap, it's just not going to happen. Ping out there too. We'll just get some damage out. I think that rotation was for Staples more than anything, though. You're kind of happy if you're Lion, and you're happy if you're Staples. He's level 5 now, that XP about the same, and he's taking the lead in terms of CS. So Mirana feeling just fine about it. They might even try to get a kill too. They have the stun rotating over, but it's the scan. Darth Baked felt something there, knew the Venge was missing. And he's actually just going to get a kill on him too. Has the blink scream if he wants to go for it. Is there an arrow he needs to hit it? They need to just turn around and hit the stun. No, he's just going to pop the ult over onto the Mirana too. Are you kidding me? He wants it all. The arrow is going to miss. They see Staples again underneath the tower. One more hit is going to get it. This man is insane. He gets the arcane rune too. And this is why you can't let these mids, especially when they're this good, have rune control. Because every single time he takes like a really big play, it's because he has this rune. It was the regen rune for first blood, and then he just gets a double kill because he has an arcane rune. He's able to play so aggressive, and Staples gets sent back the arrow retaliation, but really nothing you can do if you're Staples. It's a tough game yet again. Stun top. They want to get at least a kill going. They don't want to lose this one early like they did last game. Spaghetti getting stun top, but they already used both of their stuns. Barely stacked, and they have to run out. Nothing going there top, and well, bottom, we might get a different story if both these cores are rotating. Well, one core, one support. Lozy, he's got the send back plus the dagger. Puck not looking too healthy. The orb is really early. Needs to go for TP ASAP, but I don't think he's going to find it now. The stun or the send back is on cooldown. Puck able to phase off one of them. The blink forward with the silence, but it's not enough. Still caught out. The kill on the Puck, the most elusive hero on the map for the most part. And I think Hatman might just be dead too. Able to blink forward is Quap. He's got the regen too. Can pop that plus the dagger. Yeah. Cannot be on the enemy high ground there. And it's just more of the same in game 2. Dominating is Darth Baked. Top. They have to try and find something, but it can't be onto these tanky heroes. He looked the stun over onto Spaghetti. White Wolf walking away from the tier 1, away from his team, but the rotation up from Hatman might just be enough space. No ult on the Centaur yet. Goes for the TP. Do they have a stun? No, they don't. The damage wouldn't be enough from Seville. He's running at the Jakiro. Let's see if he can get it. A couple more crits should do it. One more hit. Control does get it. Darth Baked rotating over. Not able to find a kill there. That blink still has a high cooldown. Doesn't have an arcane rune this time, so he doesn't want to keep going. Hatman making the smart decision. Nope. Hatman, careful. I don't think... Yeah, no. Darth Baked can't do it. That'd be a little bit too risky. Although this might be really risky. Trying to trade with this guy. He can just pop the ult for this too. Yep. Just trying to trade with him. It's not working out. Lion getting stunned up top. And I think it's mostly just on Seville. He's really got to win this game for him. It's about all the damage they have left. And for that to work, it's got to get drawn out just a bit longer. They got to take this tower fairly soon here. Spaghetti can just turn around and walk into the line. There is no more stuns, plus the damage. Able to turn on that aura. The retaliate buff just working out so well. All that damage. Darth Baked just hitting in this tier 1. We still haven't lost a tower yet. But it might be top is the first one. Usually you see it with the Centaur taking the tower early on. And they're actually being really aggressive. They want to kill off Seville. Again, the high value target for Dire. Needs to get away from this Seville. It's the Q from the Disruptor. The stun from Jakiro going to miss. Can they get the hoof stomp? The TP up from the Venge. Able to pop the ult. It goes off, but they have the stun. The send back onto the Venge. They get the kill in time. Control. Not even gonna die to the tower. Able to re-aggro it. Doing just fine. And that's the big kill. 10-1, and they just got the MVP of the other team. Darth Baked might just be able to get another kill too. I don't think he really wants to go into this. It could just be a bait. It could just be a bait. They do have 3 stuns, but no. With the creeps high ground, I don't think you can really go for this, but they have to find something. Top yet again. It's 3-1. Seville might just get caught out. The stun from Control. It will... No, he's throwing it back into the Wisp. He doesn't want to keep taking that damage. The rotation up from the Venge too. Able to find the regen. Is Darth Baked. White Wolf doesn't want any of that. Just walking away. The outposts both go to Radiant. And not a great trade. The Disruptor, Lozy. Well, he's giving him a bone at least. Seville picking up that kill. And it's a start. It's a start. We'll get the stun over on his Centaur, but I don't think there's any way they're getting this go, especially with the ult. In fact, Spaghetti is just going to pop to try and turn it. The hoof stomp needs to hit it. The stun from the Jakiro is coming out too, but he misses it completely. The Quap gets a kill onto the Lion elsewhere, but they might just get another MVP kill onto Seville. The Q from the Disruptor. They don't even need to hit their abilities. And they're still getting it. A nice... I mean, Seville makes a really sick play there with the Centaur to get a stun over onto the Jakiro to cancel the Jakiro stun. Oh, no. And now I'm just missing everything. Darth Baked was just diving past tier 1s. There was a double TP too. King gonna get involved in that bounty. 558 gold split 2 ways. Let's say about 274 damage. 279 gold, sorry. 279 gold to each. And that is the first tower gone. And it is the lane where the Centaur is, so another correct prediction. They get to send back too. They somehow had vision on Hatman with that high ground ward. Lozy even dropping the sentries in front of him too. They're just taunting them at this point. 14-3. It's not even close. Lifestealer trying to get away bottom. Sevil wants to try and find a kill. Can they really kill off this neutral creep though? That's what they have to do. Magnus coming back up. The stun from White Wolf not there. He gets the hex, but the rotations are coming in. They have to be so careful. He doesn't have enough mana for the ult. The finger not gonna be there. The rotation over from Darth Baked, and they're both just gonna die. Too expensive for the kill. And they actually did get a kill top. However, that rotation bottom allows them to kill off the Centaur, and it's 16-5. But there's really no way they can defend the bottom tier 1. I mean, their deep push is Venge and Puck. And they're on complete opposite sides of the map. There is no way they are saving this tier 1 right now. And I think you'll take it. Easy trade there. I mean, you'll lose your core lifestealer for 2 kills and a tower kill. So, map control, again, it's just slowly going the other way. In the net worth, it's about the same story as game 1. Cores from Radiant just running away with it. Pretty good, dominating in terms of gold. And really, what's the route back into this game? Arrow potentially. Oh. Almost hits, not quite long enough. White Wolf taking a lot of damage from Darth Baked, and Darth Baked can just keep going to the stun from the Jakiro. Not gonna hit. A nice 2-man stun, but is there any follow-up? The tower hitting plus the swap. It's onto the Jakiro. We'll get the kill on Jakiro, but I think Venge is gonna drop, especially with the dagger inside of him. They do get 2 kills, however, so it's 2 supports for 2 supports, and that does benefit a bit more to Dire. Let's see if they can find Darth Bake, though. It's really on the Puck. They popped the Lycan ult, too. But this is a long dive, and that blink is already back up in 3, 2, 1, and he's just going to go into the trees. We'll be able to see him underneath the tower. They know he's over here. They pinged it out, but where's the Puck? The Puck's their only way of getting vision. Darth Baked has a TP too. The rest of his team coming in. They want to fight this. The ult from the Jakiro plus the 2-man stun and the ult from Lozy. It's on the Puck, and that's the kill that needs to happen. Darth Baked can easily move around this fight now. The stun over from White Wolf, but it's only making space. He can't run away from this one. Darth Baked might be able to find the kills onto the supports. I don't think they will find Sevil. And meanwhile, Lifestealer is just pushing mid in the middle of all this, making and taking use of this space. White Wolf getting caught next to the shrine, or next to the outpost, sorry. Be able to take that. Magnus does finally get stopped. Got a bit of damage in that tier 2, but just a free farming Lifestealer is going for that early Radiance. Has the magic immunity too. I don't think Puck really wants to go on this, and yeah. Bottom, it's these 3 heroes. Why is it when there's trouble, it's always you 3? Bottom tier 2 gonna fall. And yeah, there's no stopping this. This is just a mini death ball here. And the Disruptor is there for the creep clear. Jakiro for the tower push. Centaur for the tower push. And Disruptor's making sure that if any heroes approach, they can get kills on them. The catch is just insane. 21-7, 10k gold lead, 15 minutes in. White Wolf does not want to be here. This stun early from the Jakiro. There's plenty of damage for that Lion, and Hatman just has to try and run away from this one. A buyback from the Lion. I don't think it's going to be able to do much. Hatman does get a nice swap to dodge the stun from the Jakiro, making a bit of plays to keep himself alive. And there's the 3-man coil from Puck, but isn't enough. Is there going to be enough damage? Darth Bake got out of this one. The ult from the Disruptor over on the Puck, and the Puck is definitely dead. Cut out in the middle of this. No, is able to face shift away, but the Quap ult is so much damage. Sevil taking a brunt of it too. Darth Baked, a triple kill. What an ult. Darth Baked, the MVP of this series for sure, or at least up until this point. I think it's looking like it's going to be MVP of this series. But man, look at this man's performance this game. 17-1. We're 16 minutes into this game. And yeah, they actually just call it too. That's going to be a hard one to get back in. 17-1 on a Quap. And the support's playing fine too. The problem is, again, they lose mid. If you're losing mid, you can't really rotate heroes there either. When you can't get the kills, he just gets fed even more. It's a 2-0, and that's looking real good. Again, there is a LAN tournament for this. This is just the group stage. Peoria, Illinois, something like that. There's a convention center. I think it was posted on Reddit a while ago. But go to the LAN if you're in the area. 2 great games for the group stage. I think there's like, I don't know, it's like another month and a half yet before the actual tournament is on. So still plenty of group stage left. I think Wolf's Internet Fund has to figure out something. Just kidding. I mean, it was a straight up outplay. It doesn't really even just come down to the draft either. It's just they played better. Magnus didn't have to do anything that game, and it was really just Darth Baked. When it comes to other teams playing this pretty good, can you shut down Darth Baked? That's the question. That's what you have to worry about. So we'll see if they can do it. I don't know when the next group stage match is. There was one last Wednesday too, or this Wednesday, like 2 days ago. So just keep an eye out. We'll see what happens.